Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and Craig Skidmore here at HighVibe.tv for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love horoscope for the week of August the 10th through the 16th of 2020. The year of all years. I think in the calendar system, they're just going to write all of life was 2020 in a weird way. Anyway, if you've never watched this show before, make sure that you look at the links down below. We have the mothership, which is highvibe.tv, and of course, that's where you can get all the exclusive content, and of course, my paid video specials, like the one I just did, especially if you want to know about this Battle of the Gods. I'm sure you've been feeling there's been a weird thing that's been going on about 2020, and it's all about what this battle is. So make sure that you go to the paid video section on highvibe.tv, the mothership, and then you can watch it on any of our awesome apps like Apple TV, if you got Apple TV, or Roku, or if you're on iOS or Android. We have awesome spaceships that are your apps, and that's where everything goes to watch everything on. And of course, you can just subscribe through those platforms, or you can go to do it through highvibe.tv. 7-day free trial as well for a monthly subscription. So
it's a calendar week, some people might say.
That's true. It is a calendar week. It is a week with lots of faded aspects. How are you doing tonight, Mr. Craig?
You know, there's no complaints on my end. I had a lovely day down there enjoying the Pacific Ocean, beautiful weather, you know, beautiful individuals. There was nice sights to be seen. We'll say that. Some ice cold beverages. I had s'mores again.
You did the triple-decker s'more thing again with Reese's?
I did. Reese's, Kit Kats, marshmallows, graham crackers. Got after it.
Ooh.
It was a lovely time. I got some sun, you know. There's worse places to be than Southern California, I must say. So thank you, parents.
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, I did the vampire thing. Look at people always think like, man, where are you from? You're so tan. Like, people don't know. Like, I get whiter and whiter as the more I don't see the sun. So, oh well. I was in my coffin all weekend. I was actually live streaming Call of Duty and got lots of interesting comments about that one. Talking astrology and doing Call of Duty. I think I'm the first astrologer in the world to live stream playing video games and talking astrology and relating to it all. But Battle of the Gods, I mean, Mars and Aries, this is some crazy stuff. But speaking about love, man, whew, love is changing for a lot of people. And, you know, that's the craziness of that Venus retrograde and that Venus 4 months that we just went through. And here people had this weekend to wake up with that Sun Mars. Did you see that Moon Mars? Did you see up at night the moon with Mars?
I did.
Pretty dope,
actually.
right?
I was out there with my Skyview Light app, which is an awesome app. If anybody needs a little something to help them out, what's going on?
Is that what you do when I'm not around? You use an app?
Yes. Well, I guess first, you know what I mean? But then I also like to, because then it shows like where the different constellations are, even the ones underneath us and all that.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So you gotta adapt. I gotta see that beauty up there in the sky there, you know?
You have to. And we are live right now. So we are live on highvibe.tv, the apps, and the website, and we are live on YouTube, of course. Somebody just asked me in the chat, like, what is my Call of Duty name? You can go watch it. I think it's the Leo King 23. But then I know that Activision has some other weird numbers, but I think I reveal it. I think I did. Somebody added me recently. So anyway, I'll put it under the video, which is the video before this one.
Yeah, it's up there on your YouTube.
On my YouTube.
Yeah. But it's making a Twitch.
I got a lot of people who loved it, and then I got a lot of people who thought I was unspiritual for doing it. So it was quite a But we also, Friday, if you saw the intro, that's not going to be our intro, by the way. That was just me piecing something together because I actually wanted to put something out just to be like, we love you at High Vibe, and just show everybody at High Vibe. And I pulled a little Leo stunt and putting myself in there a lot for my daily.
That's not like you.
That's not like me. But fucking Craig and I are going to have one for this show and the shows that we do, and then each individual person for their shows. Just know that that's all a lot of 4K footage, and I literally just threw that together and it wasn't just thrown together. If you play with Cinema 4K, it's definitely a task. So
yeah. Speaking of Leo, behind me is Kim's painting over there on There's an Art to Life, so you can learn how to paint this lovely Leo, Southwest desert inspired painting. So hop on there. She's actually coming tomorrow. So we'll have her in studio again with the next painting that's going down.
Yeah, and pretty soon here we're gonna, if you ever want some of Kim's paintings, you can get them too because she has some cool ones. So.
Yeah, KimToday.com, and we're going to be working with her, kind of get the shops going and have them on different, totes and T-shirts and all sorts of fun stuff coming right for you.
Which people might not know. I just gotta promo this. I know that people don't like getting too many promos, but like, if you go to our Teespring, which is underneath here, but it might not show all the stuff that's been made lately, but there is some cool stuff on there. There's High Vibe t-shirts. There's Leo King. There's High Vibe coffee mugs now. There's
some
what else is there? There's
a bunch
hoodies,
of stuff on there. Yeah.
Masks. I think it's
socks. I think some yoga sweats, yoga pants.
Here.
There's more coming. There's some things on there, and there's some more coming. As we work through all these graphics here, we are redoing the website as well. Got some cool new things coming your way. Yeah, it's gonna be big.
Yeah. So if I filter, I wish they let me filter like new, because we have a lot of different apparel on there. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, if you go to our Teespring, you can go, and there's a bunch of new stuff. But like, I wanted to show people the. Wondering why it won't show all the. Hold on one second.
Can you go to the store?
Yeah, now I'm going to the store. Oh yeah. So socks.
You could probably show them on this one back here.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me turn this down right now. There we go. Yeah, like Leo King stuff, Leo King bags, Leo King hoodies, different colors. Look at this High Vibe stuff though. High Vibe cup,
some baby
High Vibe
apparel.
Shirts, High Vibe women's, High Vibe hoodies. That's my favorite. And this is like a premium pullover hoodie. Look at High Vibe bags, High Vibe, pullover, but not premium. Sometimes you just need to have that not premium. But look at, if you have to wear the mask around, right? Might as well bloom them with some High Vibe, and you get 10% off right now. Boom. So you can go to the Teespring. It's underneath the YouTube, or just go to teespring.com and search for the Leo King, pick a product, and then go to the main store. Which actually, I think if you go to leoking.com and click on apparel, you'll get access right away.
Yep.
So I just say we roll with this. If you never watched the show before, we're going to do all your love readings for the collective. And then, of course, we are going to use the High Vibe what?
I Love Gold cup.
That's right. The High Vibe I Love Gold cup, which I'm going to pick your sun signs out of. Of course, when we do this show, I do the astrology just for the collective real quick, and then we go to the cards for your sun signs. I pick the cards, and I'll mention maybe some astrology in the middle of the reading. But if you want your sun sign horoscopes for the week, make sure you go to highvibe.tv and subscribe for all my exclusive weekly sun sign horoscopes.
And apparently it's Tara McCarthy's birthday out there, so happy birthday,
Happy
Tara.
birthday. It's Leo's birthday today, too.
Happy birthday, Leo. Is that
It's
why?
a bunch of people's birthday. No, it was my uncle's birthday this weekend.
Yeah.
It's been lots of Leos going around. Anyway, so this week, people want to know. We have Yods. Now, there was somebody who said, Daddy, tell me about those Yods. I've got Yods in my chart, 3 of them. I've got 2 Yods. Not a lot of people got Yods. They're very rare. They're called the finger of fate, the finger of God. And these are rare ones because they're with the Sun in Leo dignified, with Neptune dignified. And then we've got this Jupiter-Pluto that's connecting with Neptune that's going to make 150-degree angles up to the Sun in Leo. So the fate is here, folks, when it comes to defining your true happiness in your life based off whether you're ready to open up portals into the unknown, but ones that intuitively feel like you almost see your future. You see the domino effect of what will go down. Now, fate can also be negative if you're too afraid to really go into the truth and you just want to go into what's safe and what's, I'll be honest, toxic or not that great. or continuing to be that way, it's going to feel like you're really a puppet on strings. So, and that you have no control, because that's one of the things about fate. Like, there's aligning yourself to where there is still no control, but it's the kind of fate you want. And then there's the, oh my God, this is not the fate that I want at all, but oh gosh. So we got Sun and Mars making a big trine this week, both dignified. This is very rare, believe it or not. Sun and Leo, Mars and Aries, trine. Won't see that again here for years, at least. So this is that go rocket ship moment with all these fated Yods happening. We also had the moon and Taurus squaring the sun. This is like the quality of your life and the better things that you know intuitively are there. And you just got to go. You got to take that action. Mars square Pluto means that you got to face and put some sort of closure in order to truly, especially with Jupiter, like we got to literally close a door and in order to open the true happy doors that you really want in your life, especially destiny-wise. So love-wise, Venus in Cancer, it's preparing to go through hell, remember, in the next couple of weeks, as it will go through squares to Chiron next week. It will come into big oppositions to Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto. It will come in squares to Mars. So this Venus in Cancer is like, if you're not feeling emotionally safe and you don't feel good about it, like you better figure out like fast, because you don't want to get stuck in places where you feel weird, because Uranus comes retrograde. Did you know that this week? Uranus retrograde's Friday.
I do now.
And that's in Taurus now. And this is a weird one, because remember, Uranus is trying to get us to heaven. That's what I always like to say, right? Because Uranus was always the god of the skies, but it was so close to heaven, right? That Uranus also was betrayed, of course, by his own son, and taken away his, I guess you could say, godship of being god of the skies. But long story short is, Uranus is innovation. It's about moving forward. It also is dealing with rebellion and moving into things in new directions. And so this retrograde is like, do you really know that you can have something radically extreme happen in your life to change your life into extreme new ways and positive new ways, because what's not working and what's all fucked up and all messed up is creating some sort of effect where you're not feeling the value. If you're not feeling the value, or you're just like, this is not valuable, especially if we're talking about love here, then don't take that rocket ship with Sun trine Mars. Mars square Pluto is intense too, of activation of passion and need and want. And Taurus is where we feel good because we have the abundance and we feel the feeling physically of it all. And Uranus is like, I'm not going to connect anything that doesn't feel right or feel good. If the pheromones are off or the person doesn't feel right, or I'm going to just get a little trigger happy with this, but if they're not good looking enough for you and you're just there because you're just like feeling safe too, well, this is definitely not going to be a fun transit this week with Sun in Leo and Moon in Taurus. That's what I have, moi. And it's only about the best of the best in life. You know what I mean? So what's the point? This is a great week, but it also could be a hellish week if you are going to sit in hell of, like, I was about to say gross, but technically I would say gross energy, and not have the courage to move into this fate. Let's see what the cards have to say for this week. First card that we got is, we got the Queen of Specters, which, it's the Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is where people kind of feel like they've been kind of stupid or idiots about where they've put so much love into things, maybe nurtured something so much, but it just doesn't feel right. It feels like you've probably given a bunch of energy love-wise, and it just is not in return the way that you want to. You feel that, it was something dreamy, but it turned, the dream turned into something bad. So it's like we're coming into this week also unsure of what the new dream will look like of our happiness and love, if we can sit on that throne of happiness or not. Our shadow that we got in our challenge is anger and chaos. So, I would say that the chains, I would say it's not Alice in Chains either. It's anger and chains. I would say that there's a frustration, like we might feel stuck of our own accord when we're not. That's the challenge, is realizing, don't be upset that you have to get out or that you feel stuck in something when you don't need to because you feel stupid. Like, you're letting your own accepting that you feel stupid to be your anger and chains. Like, don't let that happen. We all make mistakes, but it's like, are you going to own that? That's the chains. That's the anger that you create within yourself. Like, go do the opposite. You create your own chains. And don't get angry over it, because you're the one who has the key and you don't want to get yourself out. Our overall this weekend is the Seven of Swords. This week is Seven of Swords in reversed. This is actually good because I think overall we're getting ourselves out of our own lies that we've been telling ourselves. I feel like we've been telling ourselves our own lies that we already knew the bullshit that was going on, and we were like willing to accept the bullshit. We're no longer wanting to accept the bullshit. Seven of Swords is the liar, the cheat, the stealer, and it's reversed here. It's almost like we're just done dealing with the liars, the cheaters, the people that also at the same time, just that the lies we tell ourselves in our happiness in our love lives. The ways that we get through this challenge. Wow, we got the Grand Cross, the provoker. So it means that, you know what, it's going to feel like a pressure cooker, right? The Grand Cross is always, you know, big oppositions, big squares all at once. But it's like that pressure cooker creates the, I don't know, you're the cook. Because I know the analogy is always like, oh, you know, diamonds are always made out of pressure. Mm-hmm. But I want to use a different one. What do you pressurize that turns into something bomb? Well, an orgasm. So, I don't know. I was trying to think of something food-wise, and then that came out. But look at it like that. Old Yeller, you know, Old Faithful, spouting off. You know, that's pressure. Volcano. It might feel like that, but it needs to be released in order to get you out of that feeling that you've been kind of frustrated over the chains that you're in. And I think that the lesson with this, and I'm about to just see it, and before we even see this card, I got a feeling it's about why feel stupid when you don't have to be, when you can have anything that makes you feel happy in your life and that you want. Oh, wow, the devil. Yeah, you can have it whatever you want, but we don't want to feel stupid over taking the things that we want that are dark, that are masked, right? This is the person I love. First of all, I got to shout out to, you know, IH squared, but, you know, these Icarus cards are amazing. But it's like, and this is my favorite card because he did so good of showing that the devil wears a mask. We're done with falling in love with masks of people and the not truth. But we can actually, because the devil represents our wants and our needs, let's not have those wants and needs over a mask and be stupid again. Let's have those wants and needs over things that are pure without the mask on. And our last card that we got here for that Seven of Swords, how we get through that. Wow, the Empress. Yeah, this is about, we can only have a beautiful life that's really going to give us the nurturing, not only monetarily, physically, spiritually, emotionally, but to be able to create such a safe and happy environment in our lives if we're not around telling ourselves the lies or with people that are just tricksters anyways and tricks us with some sort of mask and also aren't dealing in the right kind of energies. So looks good if you can get through that. Cancer. North node in the third. So this means that, yeah, we need to communication. Oh, is that fifth? Oh, no, that's three. It's time for us to communicate our feelings to the people that we need to. And we just have to have those conversations, and that will trigger us to get to the truth fast. Because we can't get to the truth if nobody's going to explain their feelings or everybody's going to hold their feelings in. No. You just got to be like, hey, I don't feel it, or I feel it. You know, it's just like very simple stuff. Third house is simple. It's not overcomplicated, especially in Cancer. You know, third house Cancer North node is just focus on and put your energy, even though it may seem like this impossible duty to happen, all you have to do is the simple thing. Communicate your feelings and everything will destiny will happen.
Yeah, we can't be afraid to like implement that change that we know is inevitable. You know, the writing's on the wall, so to speak. You know, we know what it is that we want and we know what it is that we don't want. But sometimes we get afraid of actually projecting that and putting that out into the universe because we think that it might not show up in the correct manner, that we kind of like underestimate our own worth. You know, I think that time is now. I think that it is time to, so to speak, look past those masks, or even maybe take your mask off, you know, and really be real and truthful with that, with those individuals that you're trying to get into this relationship with, or that maybe you are in the relationship with. So.
Yeah, and it's like, I think that you said it best with both masks, like, because it's like, if we accept somebody's wearing a mask, that also means that we're putting on a mask too, to our truth. So it's like, let's stop lying to ourselves and each other at the same time. That actually does the world better place, right?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Anything that's just kind of fake, anything fake ain't gonna make it this week. You know what I mean? So let's see who the first sign is this week. I'm doing a good shuffle because it feels like, you know, man, it's like, I don't know why it always kind of feels like the same patterns keep happening, but Aquarius is first. Yeah, this is definitely an odd one to come first, so that was a good shuffle. Let's see what's going on with Aquarians. See, first card that you got, Aquarius, is, wow, you got the sun card. You know, it's your relationship time anyway, especially with the sun here being in Leo, and this is where the odds are pointing towards. Yeah, I mean, look at it even in this card. I mean, yeah, it's a hot vampire and some hot, is that a werewolf? Or, I don't know what that is.
He's got some horns, right?
Yeah. But, you know, there is something to say. Look at that skull there in the sun, too. But I would say that this is, you know, this is the best card in the deck, I'll be honest with you, of bringing happiness and joy. So where's your real joy? That's the big question for you when it comes to your relationship life. Big, you know, Mars aspects that you need to, in your head, already know this. And you got to have that courage, and you got to go live that conscious, like, freedom of that and express that. You know, you got to express this week, Aquarius. Your challenge that you've got going on shadow-wise is envious gluttony. You know, you might be kind of just in a place to where, I don't know, maybe you're envious of what you're seeing outside in the world that's not really the way that you want it to look at. And, you know, like you're almost like kind of using that darker energy of envious. Like, you know, it's kind of like you might like being a little bit like, what was that movie? It's like American Beauty, like how, you know, what's his name is like Spacey's just tripping, like you know, it's kind of creepy. Like, get rid of that whole like of something beautiful that you want that's not creepy. I'm just using the example of envious gluttony, which is very like, that was a good example, I think, of that card. So no Kevin Spacey energy in American Beauty for your happiness, Aquarius. Like, don't be looking at what you really want from afar and kind of acting like the weirdo on the street. You did pull the Three of Swords in reverse as your overall. So it's like, you know what? You're ready. Maybe you're afraid of heartbreak, but I would say that, you know what? This card is also at the same time saying, like, you've already had your heart broken. Are you going to stay sitting in that place? You might even be with somebody and you're like, I'm just not feeling anything. Or are you closing yourself off by your mind? Like, no, I shouldn't do this love, or I shouldn't be happy. If you're single, but if you're in a relationship too, it could be like, have you been avoiding the signs of something that you need to pay more attention to? And it might be heartbreaking to deal with it, but it will make you feel better at least addressing it. There's a lot about addressing something that you've been hiding here, because the sun is the first card, and then we've got this weird gluttony and envy, and then we've got a Three of Swords reversed. Wow, you pulled Black Moon Lilith, the mystery. You are going through something intense. Remember, Lilith, she will do whatever she wants, she'll get. I always say she likes to do coke at grandma's funeral. She doesn't care. She'll still do it. And, you know, there's something about this where it's like, why don't you do what you really want? Like, why is it so hidden? I don't know why that keeps coming up, especially because I guess parts of these Yods have Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto in the 12th house with Neptune in the second, with the quincunx over both to Yod up to the sun in Leo. You have the death card with that sun card. Look at this life and death shit. The sun and death. Holy crap. Yeah, this is like, you know, you have to go through something, getting rid of, I would say, that darkness in order to bring that light. And I think there's a lot hidden. There's so much hidden that's going on within yourself. I don't think you know how to express it. Mars in the third, square Pluto in the 12th. But the sun is trying to light you up. And he pulled the Five of Swords reverse. So it's like, you're not trying hard enough. Yeah, you know, this is somebody who might be trying too hard when it's upright. And kind of people walk away. But people are not really even showing up at all. Because there's one thing, this card reminds me of kind of like Trump, right? Like Trump tries so hard and people kind of walk away, but at least they still show up to walk away. This is where you're not even walking away. Or that people aren't even showing up to walk away. So it's because of the fact that you're not giving enough, maybe because of the fact that you're afraid of heartbreak, or you're afraid of, you don't know where your heart's at right now. Well, you know what? The only way you know is when you show up in life. That's the only way you know when your heart is going to do anything. You did pull Taurus, 12th house, Mercury. So yeah, you're going to have to communicate the hidden stuff that of your real values and your deep wants and needs, and not keep them secret anymore, and not keeping them hush hush, and also trying to act like the facade that everything's all good when really, you know, maybe it is good, but maybe nobody knows how good it is, or maybe people don't know how bad it is and what would make it good. There's a lot communication wise that's hidden and needs to be addressed, especially when it comes to what your true values are and what makes you feel better.
I'm picking up kind of like a hidden agenda, almost like maybe this Aquarius out there is kind of transform their partner, but not necessarily like being upfront and saying like, oh, I think that this would be healthy for our relationship, instead of kind of doing it in a sneaky manner, like kind of trying to do that like mind play tactics where you just kind of whisper into someone's ear while they're sleeping, so then they wake up in the morning and they think that it was their idea to go and do it.
Woo! Now you're getting all Scorpio, dog.
So it does come down to that communication, like you're saying though. If you're holding something back from your partner and you're trying to implement this change not in a healthy manner, it's gonna manifest itself in a more darker, depth within inside you. It's just gonna turn the whole situation black. You're gonna turn off, your partner's gonna turn off, and everyone's gonna notice around it. If you would have just been up front in the very beginning and said the changes that you wanted to, it would have gone in a much smoother manner, I think.
I agree. But you brought up a little bit of that manipulation. Pay attention to that, Aquarius. What, Leo? Hey. Been a minute since Leo's been. Happy birthday, Leo's, by the way. Shit.
Boom.
Love you, Leos. Happy birthday. Let's see what's going on this week. All right. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So, all right, Leo, it's almost like, you want life to go exactly into this kind of like new world, especially with love, whether it's the better routine or whether it's better just physical reality. But, it's almost like, what is there that is not going right to be that ultimate thing is you have to be completely understanding of that, and then you got to execute it. And then there's something about you when it comes to love this week. It's like everything's focused on trying to find that spot, that it's almost like that light at the end of the tunnel of their physical relationship life to change. Can you do that? Of course you can, but you have to look at what's holding you back within yourself, or maybe, sometimes it's weird dynamics whenever you get Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Like it's weird things physically that are trying to find ways to have to come together. So there's compromise usually involved. And that's sometimes compromise with yourself even, or compromise with another. It is, Leo, big Yods to the sun. Alone in the world, you feel alone. That's what it is. It's like Leos are feeling alone right now. Leos are feeling like, and it could be a lot of the crazy transits right now, especially for Leos. People don't realize that Leos are in this like crazy 6th house and 8th house transit. It's like doing a lot of work and then trying to find all the abundance of like intensity at the same time while being a rat in the cage, like always working and doing shit all the time. Yeah, it could feel pretty alone. But that's the shadow. It's like you're not alone. These are the things that you have to realize, that in the way that you live your life, you need to find a way to where it doesn't feel that way anymore, and make the changes so it's not that way. And that's very possible. Your overall card is the Ace of Pentacles upright. So it looks like you will turn things around this week. So that's kind of ironic, but a good news and a good sign that really, I think it's what is making you feel so alone and what can you change to make that happen? And then you'll get the ultimate abundance that you want. You did get the 12th house to get through it. Yeah, I think that you're ready for an escape out of this feeling alone. And it's your artistic energy. It's also learning to, maybe take a little bit of time off or go on a little trip or go on some mystical place. I think that, maybe you've been in too much of the mundane lately and you got to find that escape. Where's that escape route for you? Everybody's got some sort of escape in life. Like you just don't need to be here just fully just in the same spot all the time, which is not like a Leo. The way that we get through this Ace of Pentacles in reversed is the Magician reversed. Well, it's kind of interesting. It's almost like maybe you're not in your magic. That's why. And when you're not in your full magic, you're not in your divine, and you're not in that place where you understand how powerful you are and that you can manifest whatever you want. It's when you start saying I don't think I can manifest this because. I don't think I can because of this. That's not true. That's what has to end, Leo, like in love. When you start giving the no, that can't happen, and no, this can't happen, and I don't think that'll happen, well, guess what? None of it's going to happen because I think that you're not in your magical space. Leos are very powerful when they're in their magical space, especially when it's possible, and you say it's possible. 6 of Wands reversed. You almost don't feel like, spiritual advice is like, maybe it's not this victorious run towards having the ultimate life. Like maybe the issue is that you think that, once you've reached this sort of like victory moment, that's when things are. Victory is at your disposal all the time. It's not a victorious race to just create an abundant and great life. You create a great life and then go do victorious things. It's not that you don't want to make victory is just getting to the one place you want to in your life. That's not a kingdom, right? That'd be like, I just got to where I finally got the crown. Okay, like that's all you wished for, and then you didn't wish for the kingdom. You didn't wish for all the other great things that you can go do. I think that this is a week where Leos are realizing that they're playing it too small, and that you got to play it bigger and believe in much bigger, and that it's all possible. It's just the small things and the alone things that are causing it to, kind of feel a little bit off and weird. 5th house Venus, that's good. And Sag, definitely it's time about exploring love and exploring relationships for you this week. Looking at, wider picture of it, also being more open for love, and also, energy that with people that have that same kind of love vibe as you and that kind of like Sag, fun, extreme humor and craziness. If that's not around, it's not going to work. So that fun, that laughter, that extreme happiness, that's where it's going to be. Similar energy, similar music, similar, just ready to go rocket ship into love. If somebody's not ready to walk a rocket ship into love like you, it ain't going to work. So who's ever wanting to rocket ship, that's how you know.
That's how you know. Yeah, with all those reversals, it is definitely showcasing that it is that you need to look within yourself. And that Magician reverse, yeah, there might feel like there's loss of magic, or maybe that you're looking for an outside source to bring that magic back into your life. When you just have to realize that you are the magic, you are that energy force, and that it will come to you once you tap back into that. Once you actually live in your true power, it's there. Sometimes we forget about that. We get down on ourselves and we start looking for this outside sources to bring in that power, to bring in that happiness. When in all reality, we are that happiness within ourselves. Once we become confident within ourselves, again, we're just going to radiate it out there into the world, and we're going to be that power. You're going to be that light. Again, Leo, radiate it.
Boom, especially it's a new moon in Leo next week. Oh! And Sun trine Mars. Fuck, man. Leos are getting a rocket ship. Sorry, everyone. You guys get a little rocket ship, but Leos are getting the big one. They got Mars hanging out with the sun. Gemini in trine. Let's see what the Gemini's got going. I feel something better for Geminis now that Venus is on their sign. I feel good for the Geminis. Let's see. Gemini, your first card for this week is the 7 of Cups in reversed. So, this is about stop getting lost into too many options, too many dreamy energy. You need to focus on the real beautiful thing that you have. It's almost like beautiful things are showing up, but you're like, hold on, I want to see if there's more. Look at the world today. It's kind of like in this kind of, world we live in. It's like, oh, like maybe this restaurant will be more open and that will be more. And it's like, okay, how much longer are you going to keep watching the news to realize that a lot of things are not changing? Like take the beautiful gifts that are right now in your life and open up and maybe look at those more instead of like, well, let me see what else is next. Or even if you're in a partnership, Gemini, it's like, well, let me just see if they'll change a little bit more. I'll have a dream that they can. No, there's not a lot of changing going on.
Nope.
The shadow that we got here, sacrifice. Look at you. You're not willing to make the sacrifice for some beautiful thing and gift. You want to keep looking around, so you're not ready to sacrifice for anything, and that's your issue. That's your shadow. That's your problem, especially with the, this Yod. It's all in your head. That your fate is that your head is blocking, especially intimacy, and your head is blocking the big plans. It's like you're all work, or then you're like, no, I can't have any pleasure. Like, are you crazy?
Pleasure comes first.
Judgment reverse. Look at this. This is like, you're missing your calling because you're looking around too much at things out. Like Craig said it earlier for Leos, like looking too much outside for something to fix. You're looking at it kind of more like, is there something better outside when I have amazing things right now that are in alignment with God, the universe, and all the things that would get me and propel me to where I want to go? And you already know what that is. And so it's like, you need to see what you've already been offered. And I would say that you need to be willing. Are you willing to make a sacrifice that's probably very minor to the benefits that you have? How do you get through that whole sacrifice thing? Virgo, you need to reanalyze this whole thing of like, you think that you'd be sacrificing everything when really maybe Virgo is so small. It's so small, the thing that you're trying to sacrifice, that you would have to sacrifice, yet you've created an abundantly huge energy that you would lose some big thing that you're not going to get anything out of. Like, it's like, it's so tiny. Reanalyze what you think that you would sacrifice. You'd probably sacrifice something so small it'd blow your mind that you're missing out on something so big. Wow, you got judgment again. So you got double judgment. You're judging a lot of situations and a lot of people that are unfair, or you're even judging yourself in ways that are unfair. But I would say the judgment with this 7 of Cups reversed is saying, hey, it's time for you to realize that there is a gift from God that is in alignment with your destiny, that is in the divine, that is meant for your calling to rise up. And it's time for you to rise up, and it's not time to continually wait to see, like when you rise up, like, well, I don't know, like, I don't really want to rise up till it's like this or like that or like this. It's like, oh my gosh, like like God's not going to keep changing the matrix for you and keep coloring the sky. And, you know, it's not going to just be pigs flying, but the dogs aren't going to fly either. And the frogs aren't going to fly either. And the cows ain't going to fly either. And like the cars aren't going to fly right away yet either. You know what I mean? So rise up, like, you know, while you've got it.
Rise up.
Wow, you got the 10 of Cups in reversed. Look at you. You want this beautiful, this is one of the most amazing relationship cards, 10 of Cups. It's like everything finally comes together in life to build the ultimate happiness, family, or the love and relationship life you want. But there's a big judgment going on deep inside of you, or maybe somebody's judging you and you need to get the fuck out. If somebody's judging you, you need to get out because there's a lot of judgment here. But I'm feeling a lot of self-judgment, and I'm feeling a lot of finicky energy because I think that you keep looking around for all these other things when you have something that you know is in alignment and God's telling you it is, and you're like, but that's too much of a sacrifice. This is your own greed. This is your own Uranus retrograde in the 12th. You are not realizing that you can only get the good things in life, Gemini, when you sacrifice this whole idea of how the way you want it to look, because it's your mind that will screw it up, not really realizing that you miss out on so many things in the physical world because of your mind. That's why Uranus is retrograding in Taurus for you. 12th house, don't miss out. Sun in the 11th in Libra. Yeah, this is definitely saying that, you know, it's about being better and understanding people all around and how people are, and understanding that there's a lot more pieces to the puzzle than just like one or two pieces. That, you know, it's like, I feel like when it's coming about relationships for you right now, it's like, it's either this or that, black or white, you know? And it's like, maybe there's a lot more things to look at before you determine black or white. And I think that you've been running off your head more than your heart or at all. And I think that you need to really take a better look at things and more specific things, especially with that 7 of Cups reversed.
Yeah, with all those judgments too, it might be like we're allowing other individuals' judgment to kind of dictate how this relationship is going to go. Because at some point, you know, if we listen to people for long enough, there's a good chance that we're going to start believing those judgments, and then we're going to start passing it on and say, oh no, we're nitpicking now. And we're saying, oh, maybe they are right. Maybe this individual isn't right for me. When deep down you know that that's some bullshit. You don't need to be listening to them. You need to listen to yourself. You need to listen to your partner. Okay, if there are judgments, then it's not going to be a healthy relationship. If you're judging your partner, if they're judging you, no, not going to work. There needs to be a clear understanding of who you are as an individual and who you're going to be in this partnership. And you can't let any of this outside noise kind of ruffle those feathers. If you're going to ruffle them, be it for a legit reason. Be it for a reason that you want to stand on those convictions, not someone else's idea.
Well, yeah, and I think you bring that up because it's like, with Uranus retrograde in the 12th house, that's the past. So it's like, Geminis, believe it or not, hold on to the past hardcore. And that's because the mind wants to kind of continually try to figure out the past to do the best thing in the future. But it's like, that's an analytical way of looking at things, right? Like how they're using, you know, let's look at the data to make sure in the past how things go. But it's like, there's something about Geminis not realizing that the more you surrender to the past, and that's water under the bridge, and look at the moment and look at where things are at now, things change in life. Because there's been plenty of judgment on you your whole life. Why are you doing that back the other way? Sag, they're opposite.
Ooh.
Saggy-waggies. I know a lot of people think I don't like the Sages. Oh my God. I thought we had some great Sag readings last couple weeks.
Sag.
I'm pumping them up. Pumping
Sag.
up. If you think that I'm not a Sag lover, you cray.
You cry.
See what Sag got going on. Woo! They got the Page of Wands upright.
Wow. Doggy.
Wow, looks like it's gonna be, you know, this is you getting a message from, you know, like message in a bottle of love. And you also finding, like, you know, if you have a crush on someone, you gotta like let it out, you know, like you gotta show somebody what's going on, Sag, or somebody's showing you something and you gotta respond to it. But if you're not feeling like this about your partner and they're not expressing love for you and you don't have expression for love for them, ooh, there's some big problems. But, you know, the astrology looks really good for you this week, especially with love. Mars in your 5th house of love, but it's going to square that Pluto. Are you holding on to something that's not that great? And are you willing to go live to the happiness and to a new open door? That's a big question for Sagittarius right now. Let's see what your shadow is. Ooh, the child I was meant to be is your challenge. Like you thought something was meant to be, or you think that things are supposed to be the way that you thought it was meant to be, and you're not in that space, so you keep staying in stuff where you keep looking for something of the way that you think it should be when it's not. It's like, that's not working. That's your shadow. It's like, there you are again in this belief of how something should look, even when it's fucking terrible or it's not showing up in the way that you want to. Go with the sexy energy that shows up.
Sex.
You did pull the Eight of Pentacles as your overall. You know, it's time to realize like this card always reminds me of a conveyor belt, like at a factory. Like, it's like, okay, like it's one thing to master love in a certain way, or you know, this is kind of monotonous energy, I'll be honest. It's teaching, it's learning how to learn a trade. I think that you've learned the trade of where your edge and your happiness really would lie. So are you gonna go master that now, or are you gonna still stay like you're in school and like be like, well, I already got my A in the class, teacher, and I already graduated, but I keep wanting to be here and keep practicing. Are you playing practice love, and even though you think you're in real love and it's just practice for the real deal? That's a big question. Wow, look at this. You got the grand trine of blessings this week. But the blessing is not in the child I was meant to be from the space where it's not turning out. It will turn out the way it was meant to be when you grand trine, you open the portal to ultimate blessings. And especially that you got this blessing of, look at, you got the Page of Wands. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you got the Empress with her. What? Wow, you can have the most amazing love story of your whole entire life right now. But if you're in this whole place of like, well, it hasn't turned out the way I want it to be, and it maybe will, it's not going to happen. There's an ultimate blessing that you have to communicate and know and show that beauty. That Empress card, she knows all the abundance and all the things that she can create. And it's like finding that abundance and showing it. You got the Sun trine Mars this week. Not going to happen with your love life with opportunities like this for a long time. Just telling you. Sun dignified in Leo, Mars in Aries. And this monotonous staying in the same place, Three of Cups, reversed. You know what it is? It's like you're too comfortable around the same people that all put on a bullshit show and they weren't that great. Maybe it was fun, it was like a party for a sec, but they weren't the people at the party that you want to hang around. They're not the people at the party that you want to stay friends with anymore. Time for that to end, because it's like you're around like groups that have some questionable aspects right now and some people that are surrounded in the partnership, or you're just not having fun. You have the most boring relationship ever and there's no party and there's no energy at all. And this is like so many blessings and so many good cards, it's overwhelming. So, Gemini Christmas.
Gemini.
Jeez. You know, like call up Santa Claus. Like, you are Santa Claus, you are Jupiter. Like, he's ready to give you a gift and you're like sitting there not opening up the chimney. You got the third house Leo North Node. Wow, you need to really express and say what your heart really feels to all parties involved or yourself or whoever the heck you're dealing with. And you need to make your environment the happiest you've ever been, because a negative environment where you're not happy is not going to change shit. And this is going to be the truth if you're really happy in the environment by actually speaking what your heart really says instead of denying that self and not owning it.
Getting back to that happiness. Maybe, you know, if you look back as to if you are in a relationship, those first beginning stages of the relationships, I know it's a little hard to go out and do these normal things, but, you know, maybe go and spend time, put your phone away and just go with the two of you and go relax, go have a picnic, go get something. Get back to that communication, that childlike mysticism and wonder, you know, where anything is possible. You know, getting back to that happiness. It's little simple tasks that you can take along the way to kind of reset a relationship, because it's there, you know, that love is definitely there. That reading was amazing. It's all lining up, baby. But are you going to take the steps? Are you going to take the steps to find out and remember who you actually are and who that partner that you're with actually is?
Gosh, you know, when people get really good blessings in life, more people get upset in the world. When we look around, we see people get blessings and then they don't do anything with it. Don't be that person, Sag. Maybe you want to use this 1K collective. We just reached 1,000 people live here on YouTube. That's when we do our 1K collective. It'd be nice if we started doing 1K collective on High Vibe, but maybe that'll be the future. But 1K Collective, right now, we're going to do this awesome reading where you get to pick somebody deeply that you want to know what's going on. And I'm going to read it for you, but you can only pick that one person. So once Craig gets it up, we will describe how this show works. Pretty simple.
Voila.
All right. There's that 1K Collective. So you get to pick one person. You got to be talking to this person, dating them, minimum on a website, like a dating site, like be talking or whatever. They can't be some fantasy person like that you see online and you set messages and they never responded back. Or they just said, you know, hello, or maybe it was their manager. You never know. You know, OnlyFans people either. You've got to move into the space of you're talking to this person, you're on a date with them, it's your partner, you're having a fling, whatever it might be, and you want to know what's going on. You got to only use this person. You can't go be like, oh, the reading's more for that person. No, you got to stay on that person. And this reading is for that one person. So you got 5 seconds here. Put that person up on a picture on a wall. Close your eyes. Imagine that place. Put their picture up there. Say their name in your head. Maybe a couple times so you know. And none of these, you know, people who got like 25 people going in their head, like, nah, just pick that one. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see what's going on with this relationship with you and that person. We did get the Strength card in reverse. So maybe there is this feeling like there's this hurdle that you don't know how to get over with this person. Like you don't know how to have the strength, or you feel like they're not seeing the strength in you, or you feel like they don't have the strength to come into the relationship. There's definitely an issue with some sort of courageous energy, and it's untamed. Like the, you know, Strength card reverse is an untamed energy. It might be a lot of energy, but it's all over the place and it's untamed. And that's not good, but it's at the same time kind of like you kind of want to tame that, you know, that horse a little bit, right, in life. But at the same time, maybe you're afraid. There's fear here, but you gotta have the strength to stay through it. But either that person has fear or you have fear, or you both have fear about it. The shadow about this is, well, the regret. You feel like you'd regret it, or you feel like there is already regret. Like maybe you missed out, maybe you didn't have the strength. Maybe this is an ex. I'm picking that up because it feels like, you know, a loss whenever there's the strength reverse. Like I had the strength, but it didn't work out. Or it feels like, you know, maybe this person doesn't feel like they have the strength because they've been ex screwed them over so bad in the past. And there's regret to all of that. And that's something that you have to understand. So maybe if you don't understand why this person is, they're in a place where they don't have strength right now and they have regret about it. But we're going to see what they're going to do. Overall, it is the High Priestess reversed. So either A, the signs are on the wall and they're not responding to them and they're not acting upon it. Oh, sorry, this is the King of Pentacles. I don't know why I read the Ace or the High Priestess. I guess because it looked like HP. This is the King of Pentacles reversed. This means that they're afraid of, I'll be honest, that they have the goods themselves, that they're good looking enough for that they, or it could be a money situation that they're stuck in, or there's some sort of, you know what, part of the strength they don't have is that value to really have the good greatness in life. And I think they feel a deep regret about it. But if that's something that you're going to continue to work with, I mean, we're going to find out. But I just want to say that this person has a lot of fear about really owning the power that they are and what they really want. So of course it doesn't feel reciprocal at the moment with you. Look at that Scorpio transform, that edge, that intensity, and that passion is what's needed. And, you know, I would say that, you know, to get through that, you know, regret of theirs, and for you as well, like this person has to have like a big intense transformation, or maybe it's just deep connection that'll change it. If you haven't made it to that deep connection round yet, then, you know, that'll be what changes it. But if you've already been to that deep transformation round, bow chicka wow wow, and nothing's changed, nothing's going to change. You know what I mean? Like they're just kind of weak and they don't have it in them. And they're just going to stay in their crappy situation. And like it's going to take them to go through a massive phoenix rising in order to change. Are you just sitting around waiting for somebody to make that big of a motherfucking change? And are you going to have regrets when they don't? Because most people don't. And you got the Emperor here with the strength. Yeah, this person has to own it. And if they're not ready to own it, then leave. Straight up. Because if they don't have the strength to own it, then don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. That strength reversed with the Emperor, That's like an emperor who's putting off like they've got it all. Yeah, I'm going to do it, but underneath they don't have the strength to do it. That's going to be a failed emperor. That's a failed person that's not going to show up fully for you what you want. But if they are admitting, hey, I've just had a lot of regrets because I've been feeling like I don't have the energy and the power, like, yeah, then okay, you ready to do it and you're ready to make the phoenix rise? You're not going to hold any regrets for what you're doing either? Because I got a feeling that they'll feel like they'll have some weird regret about this relationship, maybe about the past. That's why I keep picking up an ex. Or somebody they might be dating right now too. There's the high priestess. I knew there was a high priestess coming. That's crazy. Unfortunately, this person is not listening to their guides about the physical reality that they could have. Like, it's like God's trying to show them the ultimate gift and they're not willing to listen at all to the signs that are written on the wall. And they're also kind of treading into energy. And I don't know why I'm picking up another person with this person. Like, this person is either with somebody right now or has an ex that's not that great as far as dark.
So it's not a threesome?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like if there's people out there trying to wonder about a person, they're single, or they could be married and maybe you're in a relationship and then like you're on the rocks and then you're like thinking about somebody else. There's some weird shit here. Some weird shit here. It's like waiting for somebody. There's a lot of waiting for somebody to change something. And that's not happening because of whatever it is. And I think overall it's like, unless that person this week is just straight up, I'm transforming and let's go and let's fucking do this. And I finally am seeing the writing on the wall and I'm ready to get out of my inferior strength of myself because I'm feeling weak because of like money positions or don't know how to let go. It's like, no, you have to destroy the negative and destroy the crap in order to get the goodness. So you're going to be dealing with somebody who has to go through extreme, like, okay, I finally get it, like, you know what I mean? Energy. And, you know, that I'll put one more card because I feel like we'll get Botticelli out for this one. And, well, we did get the strength again reversed. I think you already know overall that this person doesn't really have that true strength, and I don't think that you want to be the tugboat. And I don't think we can call up Popeye and get some spinach for this person, you know what I mean? And that's going to change the day that fast. I don't think this person's Popeye worthy. Wasn't he with olive oil, right?
Olive oil?
Popeye.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to be olive oil to Popeye, or Popeye's got to be, you got to have your olive oil, you know what I mean? Like, this person needs some spinach, Popeye style. And I don't think that you can deliver it for them. And that you don't want to be the spinach because then that's what it is. Popeye, instead of like doing some teeners, you know what I mean? He's doing fucking straight up fucking, he needs spinach and you'll be his spinach. But then if you're gone or if you do anything, then it's like, oh. And I think that maybe that this person or whoever they might be connected to or their past person was their spinach and they don't know what to do. And they don't think that you're spinach and that's a problem. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Roll them dice. Sixth house Pisces Mars. Okay, this is definitely cutting out the reality that or going into reality that's more dreamy or cutting out a reality that is subconsciously not, that's being held back. So this can turn either way. It's just whether or not they really are going to come up out of the ashes somehow, which is a pretty major thing. That means the scenario that's at hand here is major. It's life-changing for this person. Life-changing.
And maybe they need that, you know? Maybe you both need that.
Yeah.
It's always a great feeling when you can show up authentically for an individual and they can kind of witness, you know, on their own doing, but that transformation, that pure growth into a healthy individual again. You know, let's be real. All of us have gone through some sort of relationship traumas in our life. And isn't it fucking amazing when we come out the other side and we tap back into that strength? But it is, you know, the discussions, like you're saying, maybe this person doesn't know if they have the ability to do it, if they even want it, or if you're even going to be able to hold that flame for them. You know, that's a discussion that you need to have. But if you feel like it's worth putting in that effort, then it is something that you need to discuss now so that you can, you know, you can have that strength together and you can build on that foundation and you can grow into a harmonious life of love. Love, love, love.
I was going to say that I think you made a good point because sometimes we have to let it go in order for us to have that great moment where we find our strength again, right? Because it might not just be them with the not strength. It's when you're not in your strength because you're willing to accept somebody that long that won't ever find their strength. And like sometimes I don't want to like bait people into thinking, well, I'll just sit around and wait for them because it looks like they might do it. How long have you been doing it like that? You know what I mean? Like, how long have you been waiting for them to turn it on and they never turned it on? You know what I mean? And then you just wasted how long? Weeks, months, years?
Jinx.
Man, you could be going to bed like with your eyes like rolling in the back of your head like I am fucking in ecstasy, fucking yes. But no, you're going to bed going,
Not wanting to wake up because you dread seeing the person.
Woo, that's not fun. That ain't no fucking Scorpio party.
Hell no.
No Leo party either.
Hell no.
No anybody, no any signs party. I don't know anybody that wants to go to that party. Fucking, please don't be friends with me. Pisces.
Hell no.
Those aren't the kind of parties I want to go to. Oh, hi, nice to see you today. Oh, God, you know, like they haven't changed. They don't have any strength to do anything. And it's like, I'm just their spinach to their Popeye. And like, I feel like, you know what I want to say that last thing is I almost feel like maybe this person uses you as like their spinach. I keep getting that. Like, that's all you are. And it only lasts for a little minute. And then it's just like, goodbye. And you're like, what the fuck?
Just like you're potentially a side piece, but you don't know it.
Like the spinach side piece.
I love me some leafy greens.
Yeah, but Popeye had wherever Popeye got that spinach, like, damn.
I need some of that Popeye spinach. No doubt.
Definitely was before Monsanto, so there's some magical spinach somewhere in the world. Let's see what's going on for you, Pisces. Pisces got the 5 of Wands upright. So this is definitely conflict. You're in a conflicting situation. Look at this. In this one, literally, it's like, back away, beast, and putting up the cross. I think that you're dealing with a conflicting situation right now with somebody who is not the best for you. Or I would say that the conflict is like, that beast is yourself denying yourself of happiness and love, right? And you need to put that beast away. But there's something about dealing with this complicated and conflicting energy that you're out of conflict when it comes to your love life right now, and you don't know what to do. Like, you know, like you're almost like ready to, you have to go into the conflict though. You know, you can't like be just watching from the stands. You can't go send somebody else to go fight it, you know? You got to go fight your own fight, and you got to go through the truth of like, what's not working here. You gotta play it out, but you also at the same time, like, are afraid of like the conflict of making a change. And the shadow that you pulled here, these cards, flying cards everywhere. You got the fated to suffer. I think that, you know, it's like, these are two not very friendly cards. Look at that. Look at that story. Imagine if we started a cartoon like that, right? It's like, stay away, beast. And then, you're fated to suffer. Eat this apple. Like, oh, wow. Come on, Pisces. I think that, you know, you're drowning in your own like sorrows about things that didn't work out or things that aren't working out. And that's what needs to stop. Like, why continue living in that, like, well, I'll just accept this shit and having to do everything I can to keep that shit at bay too. You get the 7 of Pentacles upright. Yeah, you know what? It's time for you to realize, like, yeah, if you put a lot of hard work in, of course in life, the returns are great. I'd say overall, though, are the returns as great as much as work as you put in? That's like one thing for you to look at overall in your life. Like, are you suffering and you're putting all this work and the return's not coming back in? Especially with this Yod energy in the 6th house for you, it's about making lifestyle changes about the people that you're around that you identify with, and whether or not you're going to ride the rocket ship to a better reality or not, or you're going to stay in a reality that's not that great and actually a little bit toxic. You got the Aquarius card under that, fated to suffer. So this is about trying something new, different. You already know what makes you suffer. So it's about time to like go into some place that you don't know. Like, it's almost like the writings, like I've been saying the writings on the wall, but like this is like more than the writing on the wall. Like, you have physically suffered. You already know it. You've already been shocked with it. So like, stop denying that and move to a new energy. The reason that you got that 5 of Wands upright, you get the Sun card reversed. This is the issue. It's a big deal. It's like you're living in an unconscious, false, bright light about something that is actually false light. And that could be within yourself. That could be a person. But, it's like, you keep wondering why things aren't turning bright in your life. It's because you keep going into the energy that's not bright. Or dark. There's some darkness there. Sun card reversed with that card. And your last card with the Seven of Pentacles here, especially because this is a week where the moon does square the sun in Leo. I mean, it's 3rd house, 6th house. Like, it's stress, but you got to change the reality and you got to look at the facts. Venus in your 5th house, Cancer, love, and you got the 10 of Wands. Yeah, you got to drop something that's way too heavy. That's why you're not getting the returns back. It's too much. There's something that needs to be dropped. Whether this is stuff in yourself about how love is too hard and I would have to move, or I'd have to do this, or I'd have to go on a date and that's too much. Some Pisces aren't dating and like staying away, and then there's Pisces that are in relationships that they're like, I just stay no matter what, and I'm not happy, and I'm feeling like I'm suffering. But you're too afraid because it feels like it's too much weight to drop, but you're not getting any return back, and you're like, oh, this is too much work. But that's the only way you get the actual return of anything in life. You got to do the work. You got to actually do it. There's something about, also maybe your partner is kind of dropped a bunch of the love that they had once shown, and you're just kind of living in the false reality that they're going to show up every day with the flowers again when really they don't. Or they don't ever. They're not that kind of person at all. You got Taurus, 2nd house, Pluto. Ooh, talk about a destruction of a physical energy. And also, this is definitely your self-worth having to go through a major reset and a major depth and truth that you need to bring out the true value of yourself. And you got to own that. Like, and also it's an obsession of holding on to something that you think is valuable, but maybe it's really not. It's an uncovering of what's really valuable and what's not.
Yeah, so you need to get out of the pity party, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because we all need to go through a pity party, but at one point are you going to say, okay, enough is enough, and I'm actually going to take these lessons, and apply this into my new life? Or are you just going to continue to sit there in sadness, as why everything continues to crumble around you, and you're asking it to why are these crumbling? If you don't actually put the effort into getting into that right mental state, and that might be your partner, maybe they're going through an issue, and you just kind of allow them that, because there's no timeline on healing, but you have to take the steps to heal. You can't just sit there and question yourself, continuing to ask yourself why, when you're not actually answering those questions and saying, this is why this issue is here, this is why I can't get over this, and start to work through it. It's there, but you just have to take those necessary steps. So check on out.
Boom. Check on out, because you got to take necessary steps in your life, like Craig said, in order to get to where you really want to go. If you're just staying on the same platform and expecting it to go up, and it's not an elevator, sorry to say, it's not gonna, you're just gonna stay in the same spot. And there ain't no magical Pisces like hot air balloon that's gonna come down. Hello, how are you? I'm picking you up and taking you here for you. No.
Welcome to Movie Phone.
Hello, welcome to Movie Phone. Pisces, you've called in. I'm just going to tell you the times of which the movies are available. You still got to go, though. E.T., phone home. E.T. ain't going to show up unless some Reese's Pieces are put on the ground. Virgos.
And the Virgo can come vacuum them up.
Oh, Reese's Pieces. I think E.T. sold Reese's Pieces. I think they were like brand new or something back then.
Well, what it was is that they tried to get M&Ms, because M&Ms was already established, and they said no, they thought it'd be bad for the brand having an alien eat it. And then they went after Reese's because they were kind of up and comers, and they agreed. And the rest is history.
Oh, M&M just plays it stupid.
Dum-dums.
The M&Ms kind of act like dum-dums too. Although I'll admit, I'd rather have an M&M.
I like the peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms are better than Reese's Pieces.
Or the mint M&Ms, the holiday edition.
I like peanut and peanut butter.
Yeah.
M&Ms.
Yeah.
And all M&Ms are pretty bomb, actually.
Yeah. I'd rather have a Reese's over a regular M&M, though. But I'd rather have a peanut M&M over a Reese's. They're filling.
I don't know. What do you think, Virgo? Let's see what's going on with your love life, Virgo. Oh, Virgos get this like hot and sexy. Woo!
So hot.
9 of Cups. Woo! Virgos wanting that ultimate happiness and joy. Look at that. Virgos look like they're finding
Someone's getting touched.
some doorway opening up here for you. Or, you know, in your relationship, if it's not feeling like the ultimate, like, woo, then there's a problem. It's a problem. They're not, you know, woo.
Ooh.
Especially because this sun in the 12th house is mystical and magical, and this is yachted to your 5th house and your 7th house of love and relationships. So it's like, mystical love or not, that's your destiny. If it's not mystical, if it's just like run of the mill, well, good luck, Virgo. The temple of my body. This is your challenge. I would say that, you know, here's golden opportunities in your life, but do you give away your physical body at all? You know, Virgos can be very nitpicky about themselves, their diet, to like having all these little things about how their body is, or they might be scared of their body, or they might be like, they don't like to reveal it, or they, you know, there's weird things about the body here. This could also be the body of the relationship that has some issues that's causing it to not go that way. But also if you're single or there's something new, it's like, you know, the challenge is that maybe there's a lot of walls here, especially Mars square Pluto in the 5th. Like your walls will determine whether or not love will come in, right? It's like putting up a security guard, like Secret Service, to love. It's got to get a CV fucking test. Prince of Wands reversed as your overall. So it's like, I feel like there's almost a denial of like love that's coming in, that's caused through your own, you know, you're so protected of your own self in such a way that when something good does come, you almost like don't notice it maybe, or you're not willing to take it for some reason, or you're, you know, there's a lot that's saying that's trying to lift you off into some pretty mystical places here, but you're obviously got something weird going on here. I'd say that there's a block. What is it? North Node, life's purpose. This feels very faded, but you're letting your temple, instead of the temple of the universe and God and life's purpose, take precedent. Ooh, damn. Virgos don't realize that, right? Like they're like, my body's my temple. No, who made that fucking temple? That's where the temple is. I laugh and everybody's like, your body's your temple. Your body's your temple. I'm like, no, the temple of God is fucking what is the temple, yo. And that creates your body, and that's created everything. You know what I mean? And your soul resides in, yes, you have your own little temple within the big temple. And when you put your own temple before the master temple, like, then you're just a little temple out there by yourself and not part of the big temple. So something faded, something directing you in the ultimate life's purpose, but are you going to block that? What's up with the blocks with that? You did pull the High Priestess upright with that 9 of Cups. Your intuition is on fire. So follow your intuition, not your physical body so much. Gemini Christmas. Like it's like, or your physical self, or just like the reality. Let's just call the temple of my body. Like you're getting all reality based. Like go follow the ultimate magic here. That God is sending you something that's channeled that feels divine. That's going to open up what you've really wanted to feel. And if we show this again, like, yeah, this wants feeling. That's why I like this deck, because Gemini Christmas, like it really wants, especially for love readings. Ooh, there it is. 9 of Swords. So overall, in your spiritual vices, you let fears of the horse that's riding in with love, that's positive and excited, and even the idea of full-blown love, you have your own anxieties and fears about that. You block that. It's like, you know, that's not possible. That can't happen. Well, you gonna keep blocking love? Or are you gonna keep accepting blocked love? 8th house, Jupiter, Cancer. Yeah, this is it. Jupiter in Cancer is exalted, and this is definitely 9 of Cups-ish, but with the 8th house there, it's like the only way that you're going to get anything of the emotional world that you want is by 100% intimacy and deep in truth and fully seeing what's all the way there in the temple. That's the 8th house. The temple is inside your soul, truly, that connects to the divine. And if you don't know how to reach that place and you get too obsessed of the physical reality and not the emotional depth that's there, and you're not going to explore that, well, you're never going to get shit. And if that's not opening up any doors for you and you're not feeling that in a current relationship, then why are you even still exploring that thing, or you're not dealing with it?
It's that deep exploration. It's that appreciation of that sex appeal as well, Virgo. I think that it's time that you tap kind of into that and you allow, the universe has been showing you messages. Maybe the universe is showing that this partner is right, but yet you're still questioning it. And so you're kind of keeping yourself clothed, so to speak. Might be time to shed some layers. Share yourself with that person of interest, that love out there, and see where it takes you.
Spoken like a true Scorpio. In such a nonchalant way, but really it's like, let me show you what that looks like.
Just go do it.
Aries. That's when you know Scorpio, right? When they give you that whole...
You can only deprive yourself of the physical touch for so long,
And just throwing it out there.
Throwing it out there. You need to go let that love in. You need love to be touched, love to be held, Appreciate that again.
True that. All right, Aries, let's see what's going on with the Aries. Aries, 8 of Knives, 8 of Swords. Oof. The toxic card of being stuck, bound, and trapped. You feel very trapped in love right now, or you feel like you're in a really weird spot with love, bad position. Also feel like there's some toxic waters. Maybe it's just toxic waters shredding your life, which is making it hard for you to love, or you have kind of trapped yourself with somebody who's really controlling, or you're letting your control happen. I mean, this is very toxic card. So not in the best place, Aries, but we can get you through this. This is like, at least it's not reversed. Well, sometimes reversed is you getting out of it. This is like maybe the week where you realize, this is not good. I think the writing has been on the wall about this. What is the shadow about this? Black flower fragrance. I would say that, there's so much better out there and so much like beautiful energy to express and to feel, but it's almost like you've blocked yourself from that. You don't know how to express your feelings and wants and desires very well, or you don't know how to attract them. Remember that, believe it or not, this is one of the only good cards in this whole deck of the shadow cards, that it's like the shadow of attraction is something that you aren't stepping yourself fully in correctly. You don't know how to attract in what you want. And so you're staying kind of toxically in and expecting people to come to you. Well, let's be honest. Does anybody want to go rescue you and come give you a kiss when you're in this place right here? Like bound and trapped, looking like this? I don't know. Like not a really hot spot to go find an Aries right now and go give him a kiss. Maybe you need to like spruce up a little bit.
Spruce it.
And then you pulled the 5 of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, you feel like a victim. You feel like this is the card of like feeling homeless to feeling poor to feeling wounded, especially with Chiron in your sign. And, this is a very fated love week for Aries because, like you got to remember, like Aries, like the sun is in your 5th house of love and it's trining your Mars. Like you have to go and be and identify yourself in the love that you want. But that square to Pluto is the control element that you're obsessed with the control and how that should all look so much that you're forgetting that Taurus is about the beauty and like changing the way that you beautify things and even the beautification of yourself. You did get the Pisces. You got to believe, you got to bring a more mystical and more beautiful and fragrant energy to things. There's something about this where it's like nobody's seeing that. They're just seeing the pain and the suffering and they're just seeing the toxic energy, and that's not hot. So Aries, I'm calling you out. We know you're fucking hot. Like, let's bring that hotness back out. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to all work out better in your life. And you're expecting people to come to you when you're not really in that vibe and you're wondering why they're not being the way that you want to be. Well, hello. Not saying you're not hot. I'm just saying that, when you're in that vibe, it's not a very hot thing to be. Ooh, your intentions are reversed. I'd say that you don't even know what intention to send, except like this bound and trapped person. You have to send the intention to the universe and let the people that you want to change or go after the people that you want and set an intention that's positive of, no, I'm not bound and trapped. I'm out of that shit. And like, I have the intention of what I really want to have, but it's almost like nobody knows what your intentions are. You feel like you're very like distant because you're not setting in, it's a two-party show. It's a rodeo, two people. Like you're not showing up for what you really want in your life. You just want people to come to you in the way that you want to come. And that's not an intention. An intention of relationship is two intentions. And you want one intention and it's reversed here. And it's like, there's no intention at all. And there's also no setting up what's the point of why to come to you. Like we can set intentions by just the way we come across, believe it or not. And especially when you're in a toxic place and the intention's reversed, that means the intention is not being seen correctly. It's seeing as, that's a toxic fucking Aries right there. You know what I mean? Like that, or I'm not good enough, or like, whoa. Like that's not going to attract what you want. And this 5 of Pentacles that you got is the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So you're not owning any of your value and your beauty and your grace at all. Wow. That's why Mars is squaring Pluto and Jupiter. You have to believe and you have to showcase that beauty and set the intention and put some more fucking magic on this shit instead of it being like so raw that we're talking about like old dog food from 5 years ago that's rotten in the corner of a garage with spiders. That is not fucking what people want to have around them. Wow, Aries are going to think that I fucking hate them. You got Virgo, 7th house Uranus. Ooh, yeah, this is definitely changing the way that you interact with people and relationships by not being so critical, but at the same time, like simplifying things and also showing that pureness. You got to show that pureness again and declutter, especially with Uranus and Virgo, like declutter anything that's not simple. Keep things simple again. You've made things very complicated about relationships, about your own insecurities and your own not way of showing how to show or trying to put on a show that you aren't insecure, but really we see how insecure you are.
Yeah, or trying to force labels onto a certain situation when, you know, maybe it might be a little bit before time instead of actually just enjoying the ride, you know, and just embracing two people coming together for a lovely, lovely relationship, you know. It could be those added pressures of past traumas. It could be those added pressures of relationships that didn't necessarily work out, that you thought that they should have ended up looking a certain way and that you didn't necessarily speak your truth early enough, so now you're forcing it. You know, there's a fine line between forcing a situation and speaking your truth, you know. There's two individuals in this party, and if one of them's not ready to show up for that dance, you know, you can't force it because that might actually just turn them off completely and then they'll go running for the hills. You know, there's that fine line of embracing yourself and embracing that partner. Come together.
Is it The Hills Have Eyes?
No. That's a scary movie.
That's what I'm feeling is like Aries. Nobody wants to go run up in an RV to where you're at, where the hills have eyes. They don't want to go run up to those hills. There's some creepy people up there. Really creepy. Because this Yod is teaching you that your control of the unknown is surrender the unknown to the universe and God. I would say that the insecurities is Uranus retrograde here in your 2nd house. Like, remember the vitality and the extreme awesomeness of what you've done, even when things don't look like they've been done. Like, you got to still re-innovate your beauty. That's one thing about Uranus in the 2nd house. And actually, go talk to your fellow Pisces that's before you. That's what they've been dealing with for 10 years. Their body, their physical energies don't look the way that they thought that they used to look. So, you know, Pisces are getting over this really crazy transit of 10 years of like, I don't look the way I used to look. And oh my God. Well, that's where you're at, Aries. And it will continue and continue. And it's actually more physical for you. Aries look like they've been through battles. Have you ever noticed that? Is because of the fact that, you know, you hold on to the value of when you lose a battle. And that shows on your face, your body, and your physical aspects. And that's what creates Aries to look older when they're really not that old, or you know what I mean? So just like being honest. feel like I'm triggering a shit ton of people right now. Capricorns. We are almost through. We are down to...
Should have like 5 left or something like that.
Yeah.
We're like halfway through.
Actually, I think, yeah, 5 left.
So.
Taurus, Cancers, Scorpios, Libras. We are almost there after this Capricorn reading. How are y'all doing in the chat? Just doing a quick check. Mm-hmm. Did we have a troll in there?
Oh, we did.
Ooh, I like. What did the troll say?
I muted them. They're just saying the same thing over and over.
What was it?
I mean, I don't even know. It was just some 5-letter word that I didn't even know what it was.
Well, go back to your bridge, troll. I'm sure it's beautiful down there. And I'm sure there's lots of fucking creepy crawlers and beautiful things that you can ingest down there. Get back to your bridge. And actually, it may not even be a bridge. You're such a troll. They already kicked you out of the bridge. That's why you ended up here. Let's see, Capricorn. I hope you're not a troll, Cap. You're not a troll, Cap. Capricorns don't really troll. Oh, we got the Prince of Pentacles. So we got a Knight of Pentacles here in reverse. You feel like you're stuck in the same place. And you got to keep the journey moving forward. So whatever your situation is, something's got to move forward. You're single? Stop being so single. You know what I mean? Like take on some date. You're not feeling good because it feels like the journey ain't moving. If you're in a relationship and it's stuck, oh, it's been stuck. So what do you got to do to move forward? You got to change something in the relationship? You got to change it up? What do you got to do? Because it feels like almost like it's been a long journey. That's always the Knight of Pentacles, okay? It's a long journey, but oh God, when it's reversed, it's like you feel like you're now in quicksand. So you got to do something about it. You got to move forward out because if you're not being valued, woo, your challenge here. Oh, look at this. Is this me? It's like you're asking yourself, am I really the person? If you're in a relationship and it's all stuck, like, is this really who I turned into? This is who I really am. Or maybe not, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like, the question is though, the shadow part is like, have I lost who I really am? Single or not single? Because you've been kind of stagnant and staying in this weird place. And it stopped to make you see who you really are. That's the shadow. And if it's not who you are, you got to go be who you really are. And you can't fucking keep staying in that same way. Because you're almost like looking in the mirror now going like, is that really me? Do I have like weird trolls hanging around me? Like in pictures and shit? Overall, you pulled the Hangman. Yeah, you feel really stuck. But this stuck energy has given you the enlightenment to understand what the fuck's going on. So you look at it as a blessing. But now it's time to almost like, well, we're going to see. We're going to see. Well, the Moon card came up with this. This is emotional. This is going to be a pretty emotional week because I think that you're connecting your emotional body back to your true self. That I think that your emotional body has been some subconscious identification of self that is not true. That you've almost bought the identity of what other people or the way that you thought maybe is the best way in the world that you should look. Especially with this Yod pointed towards your 8th house, like you're hungry and you're not getting anything that you need because you've restricted that based upon your own mind's perspective of some crazy fucking situation that is not who you are. Well, you got the Temperance card. Yeah, you know what? The only thing that gets the journey going is things that are in flow and that make sense and that will work in your life and bring the abundance of that godly energy that's beautiful. If it doesn't feel like God's there, run. But also in yourself, if you've lost the energy of like building something beautiful for your life and continuing the journey of building beautiful things about love, why? Why would you stop that? Why would you think that like God will just like throw you in a pit of despair and stop the journey and never bring you the abundance of the whole entire universe that's at your disposal for happiness and love? Because you're embodying the emotional soul of some identity that you're not? Why'd that Hangman come up? We're gonna find out right now. Ace of Pentacles reversed, the Hangman. So the stuck energy is like, you know that you must get the ultimate new coin and start a whole new thing, but the reversal is you've been stuck and you've seen everything so long, but you almost don't know how to go about starting a whole new journey here or getting the whole new journey going. It's as simple as you know the ultimate coin that you want in your life, and all you have to do is reach for it. Very simple. Keep it simple. But also don't identify with that emotional subconscious bullshit identity that you're not. 3rd house Gemini in with Saturn. It's not complicated. It's very simple. Saturn here in Gemini in the third is saying that you must look at the environment and go, is this the environment of what's taking me to where I really want to go? Is this also not stimulating me at all? And does this seem fucking crazy? Limit the craziness by getting out of the craziness, even though it seems crazy to get out of it. But actually, the second you get out of the craziness is when you'll find the stimulation, you'll find the streamline energy of the truth. You have to look at some very hard truths this week, though. Saturn in the third in Gemini. Good luck.
And most definitely it is embracing that truth, because we each have our own truth that's unique, you know. What is yours? Did you maybe lose it a little bit? Did you maybe transform and kind of fit some mold, or you were trying to fit some mold and then now a couple of years later you're down that road and you're like, what the fuck, who am I? You know, and it's time to kind of reset it. It's time to get back to who you are, that authentic self that's residing within that small little temple, that rented space. It's all just rented space here in this life, you know. Are you going to embrace it? Are you going to get back to your truth? Or are you just going to continue to live a lie? You know, it's not going to be healthy either way, you know, unless you actually take the steps. But once again, you know, where's that happiness? You're going to have to find it. You're going to have to find that spiritual journey that you've been on to and kind of get yourself back on that path. Find that trailhead. Pull that map out from your back pocket and use it. It's there for a reason. Those are all the life lessons that you've learned. Are you going to actually use them? Or are you just going to continue wandering around aimlessly? The time is not for wasting.
Well, I would say that you can't waste time when you're already so stuck, and it's like you're in the most stuck energy, period.
Yep.
Quicksand takes you down fast. Yes, I am drinking a 1 liter bottle. Last four. I got a feeling these are going to be intense. It's always these last ones that get really intense. These 4 last signs, for some reason, have the most intense situations going on. The first one is, well, there was 2. It's either Libra or Taurus.
I'll go with Libra.
Libra's all right. The Scorpio made his choice. Libra's first. Taurus, you go back into the gold cup. All right, Libra, let's see what's going on here. Well, you did get the Knight of Cups upright. You got to move forward into this is good because you're not stuck. That there's emotions that you got to follow that you're feeling right now. But also, you know, a Knight totally has that power to be like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to do this. And if I'm feeling it, I will. Especially Libra, this is a 11th house fated Yod in Leo to your 4th house and to your 6th house. That it's like, I'm not going to deal with people, and I'm not going to deal with anybody who I don't feel emotionally like this is the reality I want to be in. This is you having to clean up your life about the people that you're around, the friendships and so forth. And I think that for love for you, if it doesn't feel right, don't walk down that road. Go walk down the roads where it does feel like. You have to follow your own feelings instead of other people's feelings. And see what's there. There's something about seeing what's there, like walking down your feelings and seeing what's there, even if it's not feelings that maybe they're the best. Look at this masquerade as your challenge. You're dealing with, you know, you got a mask on. You don't need to put a mask on. You don't need to show people, like, you don't need to prove anything. All you got to do is show up with your emotions. You're a Libra. Naturally, everybody will fall in love with you all the time. That happens all the time. But you don't need to, like, for anything that you really want, you don't need to put on a mask, you know? I think that's your challenge, is like you're wearing a mask. You might even be dealing with people who have masks on, but that means you're wearing a mask too. So if you're like, oh, this person's just all masky to me and all that, well, that's because you're wearing one too and they're wearing one. Doesn't mean it'll work when you both take off your masks. Just means that, yeah, you need to emotionally move to where there's no mask on because you're not wearing a mask on. You don't need to prove shit to anybody. You just need to be you and be your emotional true self. And there's something about saying that it's almost like Libras get caught up in other people's emotions towards them. What about you following your own emotions and seeing just what happens? 2 of Wands in reverse. You know, it's like overall, it's like, yeah, the world's not the way that you want it to be. in your love life, even though maybe because it's like starting to look upside down from the way that you wanted it to be. But you can pull yourself out by just emotionally going into the place that you want to go instead of staying stuck on, let me try and fix this world. Let me turn the whole world around. The only person that can do that is the almighty, the divine, not you. And you can't put on a mask and like in The Mask with Jim Carrey and put it on and think that you'll be able, remember it the whole time. It wasn't, the mask might have got, you know, Cameron Diaz attention, but it wasn't the mask that really got her. Oh, we got Chiron here. Yeah, you're putting on a mask because you got a lot of wounds that you're healing from, and that's okay. I get it, but it's okay to show what's underneath the wound, the bandage. You know what I mean? It's okay to see the guy. Like people like fall in love more actually by people's truth, no matter what it is, than covering it. You know, like there's nothing to try and cover right now. You can't masquerade anything right now, and you can't be a masquerader because then you're just going to be around masqueraded energy all day. And you're only going to go create that. Wow, you got the world card here. Yeah, you got to go towards the world that you want to go, but that means that you're going to have to complete the old world and step into a new world. So there's something about like you having troubles emotionally dealing with the world you're at because it's kind of reached a conclusion point, and that maybe, you know, wherever you want to go in a relationship or where you want to go if you're single, like it's going to be a different world, that's for damn sure, but emotionally have the courage to go and see that and go walk into that instead of continuing to walk into the same repetitive world that's come to its end, but you're too afraid to watch the credits run out. You know, it's almost like, let me push rewind, it's almost over, but I don't want it to end yet. Just like, because I'm too afraid to see this next world and the next slide and where it's all going. There's a lot of fears. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Well, yeah, you're not allowing life to turn the next wheel to the new world. You want the world to stay exactly the way it is right now. You want literally the world in your hands, the world card, and you got the Wheel of Fortune reverse. Like, you're the one that's like put the brakes on. I want, even though it's not a good place, like I kind of like this world in a sadistic kind of way when it's not that great. Like, you gotta let the universe come in and be like, hey, let me move this out by you emotionally moving like a courageous emotional knight that moves forward into your life, Libra. Especially Mars trine the sun, relationships to the 11th house. There's a world and relationships with power that is beyond your comprehension, but you have to get over your emotional fears. Pluto in the 4th in Capricorn. Or your security of how you live in your secure life. You did pull a south node in the 1st house in Taurus. Yeah, this is your issues. You keep focusing on what your needs and wants are physically instead of focusing on the relationships that are intense and passionate that you are attracted to. It's almost like you're holding on to, again, the show and dance that's all an illusion of the physical identity of how things are, and also over-focused on your own needs and wants in a way that nobody's allowed to come in or connect because, I don't know, you're holding that so much? You're focused on that so much? Oh. Uranus in this 6th house is saying that you need to, or sorry, the 8th house, that means that you have to open up to deeper truths and edge. Like, you need passion and edge, and it's like you're denying yourself of that.
That's a fear and infatuations as well, you know. Are you looking maybe in spots that you're kind of, I don't want to say punching above your weight class, you know what I mean, so to speak, but there's this truth about life as well. And, you know, sometimes we create an image or we create a story in our mind, and then we start to believe that, you know, and this person might not be right for us, or they might be right for us as well. And they can create a love. But are you being truthful with yourself? Are you being completely honest with this individual as to where you think that this life should be going? I think it's there for the taking, but it does come through these restrictions of who you are and who this individual is as well. You know, maybe the timing's not right, or maybe this is a perfect timing to express yourself fully, but this decision is yours, and you have to always speak from that truth.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to come into your true emotions and showcase what they are, because you miss out. And Libras can miss out by taking other people's emotional journeys of ones that they don't want to go on. They go along for the rides that they don't want to go on in their life. Well, it was Taurus, so we're doing Taurus.
Alrighty.
And that's what I picked, so yeah. Crazy story, man, life. All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on. Hold on. Oh, the Three of Knives. This is the heartbreak card. This is slicing out something that is no bueno. It's definitely not a, I feel like this is like, it's heartbreak, of course, but in this card, it's like, you know what? You need to cut something out that's not really working. Maybe you tried something. Maybe you are feeling heartbroken because nothing's coming your way, but I got a feeling for a lot of Tauruses. There's definitely a lot of heartbreak over something that just is not good. And it's like out in this graveyard in this weird place. So it's a weird place, but you got to cut it out. We'll get deeper and see what's there. What's the shadow of all this stuff going on? Atonement. Yeah, you're not in alignment. It's like you're stabbing yourself in the back, being with love situations that are honestly like not even fucking close to even the love that you even need. Or it's like you're not in tune at all. Like you're stabbing yourself in the back. And honestly, like because you're a Taurus and because this is a fourth house Leo sun in this yod connected to your ninth, connected to your 11th, like it's not your home. It's like you're putting yourself in places like with people that are just so far away from the energy of what you are that what the fuck are you doing? Or you yourself have created your own heartbreak by putting yourself so far away that nobody's there. Because guess what? You're in the weirdest, you just keep going to these weird places. Uranus retrograding in your sign Friday, so you got to watch out, not get connected to anything that's not going to take you to ultimate awesome places and be left behind in some weird place. Three of Pentacles upright. Yeah, it's time to go find energy that you feel like, together you can go build something great and they have the resources. Because I got a feeling that you're dealing with somebody with no resources at all. Or stop focusing on the fucking, I hate to say it, but it's like losers, people that don't have shit, people that can't make anything happen. Like, it's like scrubs, dealing with scrubs, just not your ultimate vibe. Oh wait, we got to do this. Well, you got the Leo card of atonement to get through this. So it's like, you got to go find happiness. You got to go find the ultimate will of like where you shine, where's that love? Where's that passion? Taurus, you know that emotionally you feel the happiest in love and that gets you moving in life. But I feel that you're stuck because you're just hanging around energy. Like you already know what brings you your life and happiness, Taurus. You fucking feel it so deep. Why don't you just fucking do it? Instead of being like, well, I'll just take this crap and slap and eat it. No, like this is like where you must step into the ultimate love and true happiness, the light that shines and what's shiny, not fucking dull. You pulled the ritual. You have a ritual right now going on of being heartbroken by picking suitors and by going in situations that you already know you're going to fuck yourself over. And that's the issue, is that you're creating a ritual of a pattern that keeps repeating because you're picking scrubs. Picking people that aren't even on your level vibrationally, not even holding the same light as you, and aren't even got the ammo and ammunition to go build anything great with. It's like trying to go build a house out of sticks. Taurus don't like that. They want bricks. Well, you did get a great card. The Nine of Cups upright. One of the best cards, especially for good luck and love. When you find people with the right resources for your life, you are a resource person. You are a Taurus. But also that's values, and they can go build something great, and you can go build something great with somebody. And that's where the good luck is. And where that light shines, that Leo vibe, and it's about re-changing the ritual of being heartbroken over shitty situations because you weren't looking at resources. You weren't looking at the abundance of the resources, and you weren't following your heart. You were following... you already knew you were going to get stabbed in the back because you were stabbing yourself in the back by doing something that was so out of tune with you, but you were somehow thinking that the tune would somehow match. Like, no. Saturn in the 11th in Virgo. Yeah, you need to choose the people that you're dealing with a lot better because it's almost like you're hanging around groups of people. If you meet people in groups that are fucked up and not of your purity, of that light and that passion and that edge and that intensity that you want, you might think it looks that way, but it actually is more of your shadow side, right? Like that's actually not in tune with you. You got to get to your true self here. And you got to be willing to connect to the world that actually is the reality that you want. Instead of like, well, it's kind of the reality I want. They've got this and it's got that and it's got this, but it doesn't even actually really be that world. It's like a false reality. It's like a reality that looks like it could be, but actually Saturn's kind of pulling it back and being like, well, it was close, but not even close, really. See, like, you know, so.
You don't want to be the only one that's just stuck in the power. You know, you don't want to be the one holding the light, holding the energy force in this relationship. Always, it needs to be a partnership. You know, there needs to be that growth together. You can't just continue to, you know, to carry your partner along with you. You can't just drag them through life. You know, they need to have that will to live. They need to have that will to survive and to create and to be abundant. You know, it's going to come to your life if you allow it to, if you allow those right people to kind of to stick around. You know, maybe you've shunned it because you thought that they weren't good enough, when in all reality you felt that you weren't good enough on the inside, so you blocked them out.
Ooh.
You know, but it's about becoming honest with that and who you actually want there to be by your side.
Ooh. Damn. Dropping bombs.
Ba-boom. Ba-boom.
Yeah, I think I'm here. I don't want to have to moo anymore, Taurus, because Tauruses are bulls. I like to think of them as bulls, and they're not mooing. They're like huffing down the, like they're intense. But like, why do you keep going? It's because you're hanging around a bunch of.
What, too low?
Yeah, it's Scorpio or Cancer. And we pulled Cancer, so.
Grab people.
The most important sign, I guess, this week to get the message is Le Scorpion.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, and those Cancers. Let's go, Cancer. I'm hoping for a good one for you. I know it's intense times. I know you already know that one when it comes to love right now with you. 10 of Pentacles reversed. The home life situation, the foundation is definitely on the rocks right now. Weird. Doesn't feel like you can really manifest or grow from this place, or even have the vibe that you can manifest the happiness that you want. There's definitely something at the, or just the ability to, you know, the 10 of Pentacles is about building this amazing fucking foundation and castle that everybody flourishes through. But this is reversed. So it's like your love life might feel like, if you're single, like, oh, I don't have my partner to go build the ultimate life with, or that person that I'm with doesn't understand that same thing, right? Like, it's almost like, you know, it's like somebody wants a castle and somebody wants a tiny home, trying to get together, trying to work this whole foundational thing out. I don't know, especially with this Yod in the second house. It's about quality of relationships that are the real story that you want. Does the partner or does the person that you choose right now, Cancer, actually believe in the same story and vibe of what you truly value and want? That's pretty fascinating in Leo, right? Ooh, the bride in a cage. You feel stuck. Yeah, you feel like you're in a cage. Well, you're choosing to stay in that cage because you'll believe anything to look good, even though the same cage is there. I like this cage because it's like you're the one that traps yourself in this cage by your own illusions of bars. And then you create, like, they're pink too, in a dark place. It's like, oh, the bars are these things where you think keeping, well, they'll change. Or I think, you know, it's like creating excuses to denying of the truth, especially with Mars in your 10th house, trying the second house, especially with that 10 of Pentacles. Like, how are you going to get anywhere in your life and build what you want with somebody who you can't build it with fully, or, you know, or there's just troubles in that area that you got to figure out right now. But you're definitely feeling extremely stuck. You got the 9 of Swords in reverse. The overall is saying, like, what are you so afraid of? Drop the fear, or you're denying that these are fears, these are warnings that the universe keeps giving you, but you're denying the warnings and trying to turn them around. Like, no, that dream was not that bad. No, this warning is not that bad. Remember, Venus is getting ready to come oppose Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto, and square Mars and square Chiron. Oof. How do you get to this bride in a cage? Jupiter return benefits. Well, Jupiter returns only happen once every 12 years. And it's the ultimate benefit of your life that to move forward in your life. So it's like, only go to what's going to open, that has doors that are beneficial to you. Don't fucking go on the same journey, because really Jupiter returns are about new journeys that are the benefits. It's the whole new journey. It's like you're afraid of a new journey and want to stay in the same fucking locked up cage. Man. The moon reversed. Ooh, subconscious emotions of truth that are not wanting to come up fully to the surface about the fact that the foundational aspect, the building of the reality and the building of the destiny is just not really that there. It's like, it'd be like in the old days if you were married to a blacksmith who was not a good blacksmith. Couldn't even make a horseshoe for good luck for you. Still trying to make a chair and it breaks every time you sit on it. It's from the Patriot. Nobody gets my old humor. 3 of coins in reverse. So yeah, the warnings that you keep ignoring is not being able to really build what you want to build. It's the false person at the event or the building of something that thinks that, no, I can do this, and it looks like they can, but really they have no knowledge, and really they can only do so much. It's very limited for what you really want. Or this person's denying you of going to build the full life that you want because it's so much either jealousy, or it's just they know they don't got that vibe, so they don't want you to go there. There's definitely a lot of undercover, or somebody's hiding their emotions of why, or this person's subconsciously holding you back and you're having to realize that. There's a lot here. This is gnarly. You did pull Pisces South Node. Ooh, the delusions of it's 9th house, the story. And this is where Neptune actually is in Pisces, which is your 9th house. So I would say that, this is about letting go of these delusional stories that you keep telling yourself and actually looking at the facts of the reality and how it is, instead of, continuing to put more butter on top, like more cream, more whipped cream. Just, how many more whipped cream bottles is this thing going to take? And whipped cream after a while looks gross when it starts to melt. And then you put more whipped cream on it. Like, this is the delusions of grandeur that the grandeur did not come. Grandiose.
Yeah, a little bit of love loss, Maybe your just heart's not in it, and that's okay. As long as you're honest about it. Maybe your partner's heart's not in it, but that's okay as long as they're honest about it. And you can actually get to that root issue. Maybe that root issue is that you feel like you're incapable to love, which is a lie. We all have that love inside of us that wants to get out. Some roar a little bit louder than others, and some take that long, slow walk to love. But, we meet there in the middle. But it comes from that communication with you and that partner. It comes from that truth, and it comes from that love actually with inside yourself and knowing that you're worth having it and that you are worthy of it.
Because you know why? Because you could be like,
I already had it dialed up, baby. There ain't no pie like Scorpio party, baby. Save the best for last. You know it. You know it. You know it. Voila.
Trying to pop it off. Let's see if it really is a party, Scorpio. Let's see.
All right. Do it.
3 of Pentacles reversed. Wow, we have seen the 3 of Pentacles throw up in the last 3 readings.
We have.
Well, when it comes to your love story, could you actually build something great with this person? That's the question. Or if the partner you're with, is it like, okay, they might be great and everything, but when it comes to actually creating something, not a lot of similar energies. This is a 10th house Yod for you. So it's like, can you really go far with stimulation and visualization of dreams? This is showing possibly, from what it looks like, that you're not able to find a common thread of building anything that's great and infamous, but basic. The challenge here is you are almost like addicted to playing it safe and basic here. like you don't want anything more because maybe that's, you've tried to reach for more once higher before and then it didn't go that great. So like, let me just try and play it simple and basic. And that's not no fucking party. If you're gonna do a party, it better be the fucking most amazing party, not fucking addicted to, well, we can't really build the greatest thing, but we could build some really simple shit. Because Three of Pentacles is like, we are getting together to build some fucking thing that will be remembered for the rest of life. It's like the Sistine Chapel with Michelangelo to the Last Supper with Leonardo da Vinci. Like, you really think you can go do some crazy shit with the person that you're thinking about or the person you're partnering with? Especially with the 10th house sun. This is your time where it's like, you go big or go home. You gonna go hit home runs or you just gonna go fucking walk and get beamed every time? And well, at least we made it around the bases. Three of Cups reversed ain't not a party at all. It's kind of a boring party.
Very boring. That's right.
It's a boring party. It's because you're not building anything great. So if you're stuck on somebody and you're unsure and that's your partner or you're dating somebody and this is where your focus is, look at, is it really that big of a party or is it just kind of like, I'm like playing like fucking kindergarten now and we're playing with glue sticks. That was fun in kindergarten.
You put all the glue on your hand and then you peel it off.
I mean, that sounds really boring.
It's a glue party.
The way you get through this is instead of kind of addicted to trying to figure it out so much, all you have to do is just look at the clear facts. Look at the environment that it's in. Mercury. Especially that Mercury is in Leo. I'm going to meet with the sun this week. I would say that, yeah, it's like you need to be an adult and start looking at the long term and being like, oh, okay. And Uranus is going retrograde in your sign of relationships. So don't you dare move into something that won't take you to the ultimate highest ground of the highest relationship you can have because of basic little things that aren't, it might be complicated, but it's not that complicated. It's like, if it's basic and not a party and not going to go build anything that great and just be a run-of-the-mill typical thing, that's not stimulating to you. It's stimulation that you're addicted to. And the stimulation that you're addicted to this situation is because you're trying to see if they have something that you can go build something with and if it will turn into a party, but that's not showing up. The Hierophant reversed. So there's really no, the one thing about having in the Three of Pentacles with the Hierophant in reverse, both of them, would be that this person or this situation would have no real big effect at all. Zero. And also not have anything, because if you're going to have some sort of big thing that you're going to go create, or you're going to go create something magnificent, it would also have to be within the powers of something that would embody that empowerment of like having a purpose behind it all that's deep, more divine than just a relationship. And this feels like there's not really much of a purpose behind it all. It feels purposeless. Also, the Hierophant card in reverse is not good in love readings, especially it is kind of deals with that you would never marry this person. If you had to marry this person today, would you? And if you would say no, there's your answer. And you pull the Queen of freaking Coins reversed. Definitely the party's boring, and also the beauty is not fully there because of that, and also the ability to feel valuable. And I'll be honest, this makes Scorpios with the Queen of Pentacles of beauty start looking around at the other people at the party that's more exciting and more fun. Oh! So there's always a party with a Scorpio, but sometimes they won't be playing at the party. They'll be looking around at where's the other party because it's boring. We still had our old slides. This is boring relationship week that you got to determine whether you're going to stay in that shit or not, especially based off these odds. And with Uranus, which is the most stimulating planet besides Mercury, in your relationship house retrograding on Friday, ooh, you better not fucking try to go this weekend into the boring party again, because if you think that you're going to figure out something new, it's just going to fucking start, it's going to get even more boring. It's going to get even more boring. And that's when you'll lose it, like, Venus in the fourth, Aquarius, disconnecting emotionally from the relationship and moving on to what's exciting. Very simple. You got to Taylor Swift it. I know she moves around in relationships a lot, but she does have Venus in Aquarius. And this the emotional part. It's like, don't go put your emotions in something that does not feel like it's on the same wavelength as you. You might have certain wavelengths that you have, but are all the wavelengths on the same wavelengths?
And you can never be afraid to walk away, Scorpio, and that goes with all signs. Goes with all signs. If it's not benefiting you for the long term, if you don't feel that reciprocating love, if you don't feel that passion, walk away. Always, you know. That doesn't mean like just stepping out and giving up. What you got over
Three
there?
of Cups reversed, dude. That is the party card, and you got it reversed, and here you are screaming, "Ain't no party like a Scorpio party, baby!" And your overall is ain't no party.
Can't be a party every single week, yo. Sometimes you gotta adapt. Sometimes you gotta pick the trash up, take that shit out, take it to the recycling, and throw it away.
Seventh house bomb. That, you know what? When it hasn't been a party and it continues not to be a party, and it's been a boring little fucking kids party with fucking like a trampoline that wasn't fucking the real party that you really wanted, like whatever it might be.
What did I say? Walk away.
Walk away.
I said that shit.
Don't get addicted to the boring.
Wow,
Hope this wasn't boring for you. Hope that you joined us on highvibe.tv. Thank you so much for being here. We, of course, do all the daily video horoscopes and so much exclusive content. And make sure that you don't miss my Battle of the Gods over 4-hour horoscope, which is right here at highvibe.tv. Go to the website on your mobile browser or the web. And then once you purchase it, you can watch it on the apps. Appreciate it all very much. And you have any final words for us, Mr. Scorpio?
Fucking paint party behind me. S'mores. Let me tell you a little bit about graham crackers. If you eat too many, you're going to have a bad time. And it's just like too much candy, too much toxins, too much bad energy when it comes to that partner. People that are not worth your fucking time, you need to get rid of that shit. Throw it into the fire, let that burn away, and get on over it. And bring in that love, bring in that happiness, bring in that sex appeal, because you are a sexy, sexy motherfucker out there. Don't forget that.
Ooh. My final word would be, this is so much fated Yods, like with the sun in Leo and with Neptune in Pisces and with Saturn in the house of Jupiter, Pluto. This is all divine fate to your true happiness, but you must walk through the portal, surrender to things that are not it and open up to what is, and it's unknown on the other side, but who knows? And with Uranus retrograde, it's a wild turn into finding your ultimate value, not a simple, this just is going to be an easy turn. No.
Nope.
It's going to be wild in the Wild West. And the Wild West is fun. And there's something about this that's going to feel like the Wild West this week. And you watch, because I'll just give you a little astrological thing about the world. This world this week will feel fated. And all those 8-8 motherfuckers out there, I'm sorry to say, we'll try and use, did see the 8-8 portal? Look what it did for this week. No. No. There's not anything that is fucking connected to that 8-8. I'm sorry, especially on a leap year, especially basing off two fucking numbers off the Gregorian calendar system. It has nothing to do with any of this shit. I've been saying this forever. And all the 8-8 people can go suck it. Love you all very much. We'll see you on the next highvibe.tv.
See ya.